Surprise. Were you expecting Dan? Oh no, he's not here today, it's me. Welcome to this Thankcraft. It's Friday. I think it's been quite a while since I've done a Friday, and I do love a Friday. Obviously we were supposed to do one last week, but we didn't end up doing that one. But we are here today and it's so much fun because again we have another launch for you guys. My name is Natalie and I will be here to be the hostess with the mostest this Friday and show you through all of these beautiful products. But the most important part is the demonstration station. And over there today, my friend Kat.
Hi.
Good morning, Kat.
Hello.
It's Nat and Kat Fridays back on.
Yay.
Here to stay, let's see. So today's show is really, really fun. But before we get to all of the really good products we're going to be showing you, of course, we have our Win It Weekly. So this week is pretty good, especially for all those people who are mega into card making and are super busy making their Christmas things, because we have this Miri Card mega buy. You're going to get gold and silver. This is massive. There's 100 sheets of each in here. It's normally worth $59.98. Two people are going to win this mega buy pack, and that winner is going to be announced on today's show. We still have time to enter that competition. The question you need to answer to be in with the chance of winning is as follows. What year did Hunky Dory Crafts launch its award-winning cardstock Adorable Scoreable? Was it A, 2010, B, 2011, or C, 2012? All super close together. You'll find it hilarious if I told you that yesterday Dan left early, and Dan obviously would know the answer straight away. Dan left early and we spent a good maybe 15 minutes, yeah. 15 minutes sort of going through the different answers, because Alan thought it was 1 year, Sam thought it was the next year. Our big computer that has everything on it broke the other week, so we couldn't even check that. So it was laughs. It was quite hilarious that no one knew the answer to this question. But we have the answer. We asked Dan this morning. We've confirmed it. We're ready to go. So like, share and comment for your chance to be in the competition to win this mega buy. So let's get straight onto it, because there's lots to show you. We're going to have lots of demonstrations today. It's going to be super fun. So let's have a look at this little VT. We were just deliberating what we were doing in the year that Adorable Scoreable launched. Yeah. We've got lots of stories to tell you later. You're going to love it. So these are our Holly Jolly initials, and they are really cool. My favourite thing about this launch is that it allows you to personalise absolutely anything. Maybe it's your Christmas projects, maybe it's your Christmas cards, your Christmas tags, anything that you're going to use this Christmas. Maybe you're going to go full out and decorate the house this year, then you're going to be able to make loads of really special things with these. They are a beautiful die. They will fit through your really small mini die cutting machines, but They're just super fun to work with. It's really nice to have a die that I think that allows you to be able to make special projects for special people. So let's have a look, because this is a massive mega buy that you're going to get. So included here is all 26 letters of the alphabet. Then you're going to get the dots and dashes stamp set that you can see there. Let's just pop that up. So we have that. Oh, I'm going to drop this. This was a bad idea, Natalie. There we go, you can see it. So you've got all of your smaller letters. So these are designed to work with your dies so that you can do Merry Christmas on a card, but you can have really standout first letters, or maybe you're going to make a plaque with your name on it, then the first letter of your name can be with the die, and then you can stamp the rest of it. You've also got numbers in here, as well as ordinals, and you've got some exclamation, punctuation in there as well. So it's a good set to have with this, but also it's a standalone set that you can get on your own. So you're going to get all 26 letters of the alphabet. You're going to get your ampersand in here, just in case you want to do some mixing and matching of things. And this full collection is £72.58. Now, I know you're thinking, well, that's quite a big bundle, but you are going to get absolutely everything you just saw there. And it's also saving you a massive £18 by doing it this way. Members price, it drops down drastically. So if you're not a member of the Hunky Dory Club, why not? It's free to join. Get on the website. It's up in the corner at the top. You just go sign in. It asks you if you're a member. If you're not a member, you can apply to be. It asks for your email address, your name, and I think your postal address, and that is it. And you will get 5% off all your orders. And if you do that, this price is going to drop down to £68.95. That is a mega deal. So that's something to think about. This price that you see here on your screen is going to come down to £68.59 if you're a member of the club. 95. Did I say 68? 68?
Right, but you put the 9 and 5
Oh, 68.95. And it's so worth it, because just 5 minutes of your time.
Absolutely.
5 minutes of your time to go online, and that is going to drop.
You
in
have to
price.
put all that information in anyway to buy it.
To buy it. It's
so all you've got to
true.
do is add a password.
It's
Simple
so
as.
true. But if this big bundle isn't something that you're wanting to spend, then what you can do is you can buy them individually. So individually, they're £2.99 each, or you can get 4 for £10. So if you're wanting to just get all the initials of the family, so you can make personalised things for Christmas, then you can do that. Maybe it's your table settings you're going to do this year. My mum always does fancy table settings with our initials on, so we know where we're sitting. It's crazy. It's quite fun, actually, because now we'll have 2 Ds and 2 Cs this year. So don't know what you're going to do there, Mum. Who knows? Maybe you need those stamps so you can personalise the rest of our names as well. But you can get 4 for £10. So you can get 8 for £20. So depending on how much you want, there's a different way for different people to do it. So let's have a look at them closely, because they are really cool. So each die set is going to come packaged like this. You can see it here. They're just super, super tiny in size. Emily, do you know the dimensions? I'm going to test you here. I think they are 1.5 inches by maybe 2.
Yeah. I think so.
1.5 inches by 1.7.
Oh,
Yeah.
so close. 1.5 by 1.7 inches in size, and they all fit perfectly. So you have the full alphabet, as you can see here. This is how you'll get them home, but let's look at the board, because that's the way you can see how they cut out all the detail you're getting in here. So you have the full alphabet and your ampersand on here, and it's really quite a classic font that Stacey's used when she's designed these here. So you've got sort of that thicker out edge, then you've got that middle section, which you can paper piece all of this in with your golds and your silvers, make it really shine. And then you have your holly as well, and those little swirls that adorn the edges of your letters. So these are your dies. They are 1.5 by 1.7 inches, so you can fit them through all your small machines. You don't need your big ones for this. But you're going to have so much fun making personalised things for everyone. And then alongside that, we have our alphabet stamp that goes alongside it. And if we look really, really closely, you have little tiny dashes and dots within all of those letters. But they are sort of not capitals. What's the opposite word for not capitals?
Lowercase.
Lowercase. It's Friday.
Friday.
It's Friday. A lot's going on today. So they are all lowercase letters. Then you have your numbers. You've got your ampersand as well, some punctuation. You've got your ordinal. So you can use this on its own if you really want to. And that's another great way for making tags. So that is £10 on its own. But as we said, the best deal is in that mega buy where you're going to get all of these letters and your dies, your stamps included for £72.58. If you're a member of the club, it's only £68.95. So that is today's big product. It is your Holly Jolly Initials mega buy. It's pretty good. There's so many things that you can make with this. I'm just going to show you some before we get into card making because Kat is eagerly ready to go. I can see her. I can see her. But it's just so good. So like I said, you can make your cards for Christmas and you can mix and match these in with anything you have in your stash. So we've got glitter card here. We've got some adorable scoreable pattern packs on this one. You can get into your inks and we've got this beautiful one by Debbie where she's used some great adorable scoreable and then she's just used a little bit of gemstones on those holly pieces just to make it really sparkle. How about creating, this is another thing, presents for Christmas, people. Presents, so you could be making everyone personalised bookmarks, things like that. Presents, I can tell you now that presents that you have handmade are so much more, I think, appreciated. Yeah, thanks, Emily. Than bought presents because that time you have spent making them is so much fun. Debbie's also made this really cute hanger, which I would definitely be having up on the door into my living room because I just love decorating the whole house for Christmas. If you want to make cards with this, you can do. You can use your dies to make small cards, big cards. We've got Noel on this one. We've got Xmas in this one, and they've cut out of the panels and leaving that sort of negative behind. I really love this little stocking that Kat made using it's a card actually, stocking card. Clever. Using the papers again, so you can see how all of those bits and pieces you've bought during this Christmas period are really going to be able to work when you're making these cards. Kinetic cards as well, they don't just have to be flat cards. This is another favourite.
Wow.
I like this one. And I can imagine that this took quite a bit of maths to get all those squares and make sure that it was going to fit properly.
Yes, absolutely.
I would have struggled with that one. But then there's also some other personalised things like these really beautiful coasters. And again, this is what I was talking about with Christmas coming up and wanting to personalise things. Making your coasters with the family's name on. Maybe that's something you're going to be doing this year.
How clever that they really look like embossed leather, don't
It
they?
does,
They're
doesn't
so
it?
clever.
It's really, really cool. And then a little box to have them in. Maybe you're going to gift that to Granny to have to set the table with at Christmas. There's so much fun. And I'm very excited to see just what Kat's going to do with them. So let's go over to Kat for our first demonstration.
Okay, so we're going to start today. I'm going to do a 7x7 card. I'm going to start today. So I'm just going to take my card blank. I'm just going to give that a burnish down. It's bubbling up a bit. So I'm going to start with my base layers. And I'm going to do 2 layers of matte and layer today. So I'm going to start with my gold mirror. And my card blank is 7 inches. So I'll pull my arm out. So take this to 7. And turn it once, and 7 again. And then some of this beautiful red adorable scoreable. So this is going to be my first layer. So I'm going to bring this 3 notches under my 7. turn it once and the same again. And then for my third layer, I've taken a piece of our beautiful Winter Florals adorable scoreable pattern Christmas cardstock, and I've pre-die cut this because it was slightly bigger than the die machine than I've got in here. So I've taken one of the Moonstone Nesting heart dies and I've taken that out of the top centre here. Now I'm actually going to be covering this up, but I'm going to use the heart afterwards, so I thought I'd be a little bit frugal.
That's
And
a
take
good
it all
idea.
from one piece.
Saving your cardstock.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I've just one of the rectangle Moonstone dies just to do another little panel here that's just going to be a little peekaboo for a sentiment as we get on. So let me layer these up now. So
This is really, really clever because I am one for when I'm demoing, I'll cut it out of loads of different pieces. But actually, when we're crafting at home, we try and make the most out of our cardstock.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and if you're using the same piece and you've got a bit of your card that you're covering up, then go for it.
You're not going to be able to see it.
Exactly. So the same again.
I love this adorable scoreable that you're using here. This is a pattern packs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was it is it festive?
It's the Winter Florals
Winter
from
Florals,
the
that's
Christmas
it.
ones we did, wasn't it?
It's so pretty, and there's so many different patterns that really work perfectly with your dies. A lot of the samples that we took to Telly had used this specific pack of cardstock, and you can see why, because it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. It's very traditional, but still got that contemporary
I
edge
think
to it as
so.
well. Right, so that's going to be our base. Now I'm going to put a panel across the top here. So I'm going to take my excess card. So I want this to run,
The whole way across.
I think I'm just going to sit it in from that second one. So this is going to be, let me get my maths right. So I want to go 6 notches under my 7 for this, so it fits that panel, I think. And then I think I want a good 3 inches in width. I'm just going to make sure this covers up my heart. It does, perfect. There we go. So then I'm going to bring in some of this lovely muted green colour.
Oh, we've got some good questions here. So Faith has asked, are all the letters like paper pieced, or do the dies include outlines to cut? So these dies cut out, so there isn't an outline die. If you wanted to add in the bits, add in colour, you could do that with your prism. You could cut them out a couple of times out of different colour and paper piece them in. However, if you do want to create an outline to sit your die cut onto, then I've got a super cool trick that I will let you in on shortly. We'll keep you hanging.
So just building this up now. Bit of construction clue on the back there. And this strip, I've cut it so the green adorable scoreable runs to the edges, and we've just got a band of gold, the top and bottom. And I'll glue this in place. And everybody say bye-bye to the pretty heart.
Bye.
But we'll replace it with a prettier heart in a bit, I promise. Okay. And because we're using the
Such
construction
a good
glue,
little trick.
yeah, nobody knows.
No.
It was there. It's all covered up. Okay. And then we're going to place this back on there in a bit. But before we do that, I'm going to cut out our beautiful dies that we're using today. So I'm going to use this because you've got a heart. I'm going to use it for an initial card for like a couple
I love
for
that.
Christmas. So
And
I've
this
got
is what
P
you can
and
do.
H.
You can do this. You
Yeah.
can make cards for couples. You can make Christmas wedding cards. There's so many people that you can make personalised cards for. I think we can make one for everyone, really. It's going to add so much more when someone gets a card home and they realise that you've spent all of that time personalising their cards and you've made them individual to each person.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is what they're really, really good for. I don't know who P&H are. It could be Phil and Holly, couldn't it, from this morning?
It could be Phil and Holly. We should send
Maybe that's
it
what
in.
I was channeling.
Maybe we should send it in to them and say we've made this on our show that's on the same time as you guys are on.
Or if anybody who's watching is in a couple that's P&H and they'd like me to send it to them,
We
I could do
that.
that.
Do you know a P&H couple? Let us know and we will send you this card so you can send it to them. So let us know if you know anyone that's P&H. Maybe it's you. Let us know.
Okay.
Shelley, you've stolen my trick. You've already, it's out there. People know it's true. If you want to mat and layer these dies, take your die cut, place it down onto your cardstock, draw around the edge with a pencil, cut it out, use your scissors, use a craft knife, layer your die cut on top, and you've got a perfect mat and layer. The way that it might not work for other dies, but the way that we design our dies here at Hunky Dory is we create quite a thick edge around them, so that the standard of the die is really top quality and that it doesn't bend when you've die cut it a number of times, or if they get stuck together. So you have a really nice edge, and when you do that and then put your die cut on top, it creates a really nice mat for your dies. Giving away all the secrets today.
You are. Right, what I like to do with these, because they've got some really fine little bits in between that hold them together. Before I take it out the die, I just like to take my pokey tool
And flick it
and
out.
I don't know, it just seems to come out much easier, and then you can pull the whole die out. Because once you take the whole die cut out, if you then try and pull these out, it can sometimes, because they're so fine, pull and stretch your die cut. So I find if I take them out now, I think that's them all on that one, it just makes it a bit easier.
We might have to do a competition with everyone who has people that are P&H's, because Colleen's mum and dad are Phil and Helen. Carla said Phil and Holly on this morning, question mark. We did suggest that. Kathleen says my friends are Paul and Helen. So anyone that has P&H, what we'll have to do is we'll have to put you all in a hat and pick one out and video it so it's nice and fair, and then we'll send it out to you. That's what we'll do. Lots of people are getting their orders this morning as well. Lots and lots and lots of people.
Oh,
which is always good to hear. Everyone seems very inspired by the wonderful card makes that we've shown you, which have been made by the amazing team, some of our external design team as well. So thank you to everyone who made cards using this collection. Lots of people are guessing the question to our Win It Weekly competition, which will be announcing the winner today. And lots of people are showing their love for our Moonstone Minis collection. Not just this one, but our ones that we've done in the past. You can head online to hunkydorycrafts.co.uk and have a look at all of our Moonstone Minis, because there's not just been these beautiful initials. We've got some floral initials for spring. We've also got some really nice small sentiments that work perfectly with these as well.
yeah. And I was thinking the stamps will work with that first launch, won't they? Because the stamps haven't got anything particularly Christmassy on, have
No,
they?
they haven't. They haven't. They've just got little dots on. So yeah, you're going to be able to mix and match them with all of your little pieces.
So I've just taken a little bit of our parchment paper, and I've just used a bit of PVA to glue the back of my die cut, and I'm just going to stick it down there.
I think you've used two essential items as well in this demonstration that if you're going to get dies like this, you need. One being that fantastic pokey tool.
Yeah.
The next being the glue pen and the white craft glue.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just going to make sure this is good and pressed down, nice and dry, and then I'm going to cut out around my H. So it just gives it that little bit of backing, a little
yeah,
bit
this
of...
is another way in which you can back these dies up to add colour to them if you want to.
Yeah.
You can pop them onto parchment, onto papers, onto coloured cardstock, onto our Duotones paper pads, and you can cut around them and it's going to leave you with a really nice edge, but you've not got a matte as such. You've just got that nice clean finish like Kat's creating here.
Attempting here.
It's creating.
Attempting. We'll see. We get there. This one's easy enough with the scissors. If you've got any ones like O's or things that have got holes in them, just get in with your craft knife and it'll do the same job. So, almost halfway done around this one now. And don't worry, I've pre-done the other two, so you've not got to sit there and watch me do all the others.
I think sometimes it's so therapeutic watching people crafting. I do tend to do it for hours actually. I was going to say I could do it for hours, but I do most evenings.
Yeah.
Just sit there watching people craft on videos.
Well, yeah, I'm exactly the same, but when I'm the one demonstrating, I always feel like I should be quicker.
No, we appreciate your cutting. It's very calming, very relaxing.
So we're nearly done. I'm just out the corner of my eye. I can see that big patch of glue on my thing, so I'm going to have to clean that up before I go any further, because otherwise I'll end up sticking myself to something. So if you just allow me 1 sec to get rid of this. Okay, so we've got that cut out now. And I'll just hold it over there. So you've just got that bit of backing on the back, which, like Natalie said before, allows me to be able to do some colouring in. So I've just got two of our brush markers here that match my colours nicely. I've got 083 and 022. So I'm just going to go in and do the leaves just to give it that little bit of...
That little pop of colour.
Yeah,
and
just
it
the
will
holly.
do, won't it? You don't need to add lots of colour in here. Just that little bit is going to just lift up your work.
Absolutely. And what this also works really well for, with adding the colour in, is it gives me a little bit of a disguise area to pop my foam pads on the back as well.
Clever thinking.
So I'm going to turn this over and get some of my super skinny foam pads. Like I said, if you just follow where you've coloured in, so they won't show through the back. And set them to side. And like I said, I've pre-done my others, so we've got our H. What's that funny word? Ampersand, is it? Is that what you say? So do we want P and H or H and P? I don't know. Choices.
P and H.
P and H.
P and H. If it didn't have that and, it could be HP sauce. You could be showing your love for HP sauce.
My postcode's HP in it.
So smart.
That's how I always remember. I'd say 5 Houses of Parliament.
When I'm actually on the phone and I'm giving my postcode to people, I say like the number and then HP sauce.
Well, that's what the HP stands for in
It
the
is,
sauce.
isn't it? Houses of Parliament. It's so strange.
Because if you have a look
I
on the
don't
bottle,
think-
it's got the little picture on.
I don't even know if I like HP sauce.
Yeah, it's definitely a dad thing.
I don't think I've ever tried it.
You never tried brown sauce?
No, I'm too much of a lover of tomato ketchup. We can't ruin that relationship.
So we've just put our ampersand over our heart. And I'm going to go in with the P.
Gemma says she's always
H.
unsure of how to use parchment, but this is a fab idea. It is a really good idea. We've got some other examples of how to use parchment, which if you love this idea, you're going to love what we're going to show you next as well. Look at it all coming together.
Okay, and then last but not least, I'm going to stick a sentiment where we've created this little peekaboo here. So I've taken from our Christmas mini sentiments.
And
I've just got the...
These are going to work really well with this collection, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've just taken the Christmas blessings, got myself a little bit of gold. Into my folder.
A Gemini MIDI is the next thing I think I need to buy in life.
Yeah, I keep threatening.
I need it.
I promised I would on payday, and then I chickened out, and then we were actually sat working on Wednesday, and they were doing Facebook Live in here, and I'd not got it out there, and I was like, I think I'm just going to buy mine now, and then I can use it.
Yeah.
But I chickened out again.
I need,
but I need to.
it. So handy. It's so lightweight. It fits perfectly as well.
It just cuts so well.
It does.
So...
It really, really does. We love our Geminis here. Oh, we've got another person who uses funny things for their postcodes. Mary says my postcode has PG in it, so I say PG tips like the tea. You just do it. You just do it.
Just sticks in your head, doesn't it? Once you say it once, something like that, and it associates with something else. So again, a bit more of my glue. In fact, I'm going to do this one on my hand because it gives me a bit more control. But this is completely personal choice.
We've got some fantastic other bits and pieces that we're going to show you next that you can buy to create with. It's super exciting. I can't wait to show you. What are you doing in here causing all the trouble?
I have just been looking at the club. Hi everyone, hope you're well. I've just been looking at the club gift.
The new one that we launched on Wednesday.
The numbers that have gone.
Is it crazy?
Over half the club gift has gone.
No way.
And over 70% of the bundle has gone.
Wow. So if you want to get
in 2
it,
days.
2 days. How
What
long?
are we going to do?
I don't know. What are we going to do?
What are we going to do?
Have we got?
We haven't got more.
We haven't.
No.
We're not going to make more.
I'm sorry for interrupting.
Is
I was just
this
amazed.
it?
That's all I've got to tell you. Have a lovely day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for that. Well, you heard it here first, people. If you want that new club gift that we launched on Wednesday, you've got to get it because half of the bundle, that free club gift, has gone. Like I said to you before, it's absolutely free to join that club gift. Join the club. That Penguin Party club gift, which is absolutely free. You just pay the postage. You can add it in with this order. Over half of it has gone. Over 70% of the bundle, which has the papers, the inserts, the tag pad, the Matastic, 70% has gone. I don't think it'll be around next week, you know.
No, I don't.
Crazy. Oh, I
There we
love
go.
that. That has worked out perfectly, hasn't it? And I like how you've just sneakily used bits and pieces of the card stock. Absolutely love it. If you know a P and a H out there, get your comments in because we're going to be sending that card out. We'll pick someone and we'll send that card to you for you to send on to them. So that is your Holly Jolly initial set. £2.99 each, 4 for £10. If you want the mega bundle where you get all of them included, it's £72.58. But if you're a member of our club, that's going to come down to £68.95. So get online, join the club, get your club gift while you're at it. Next up, we have, I really like this, okay, and not just for this collection, I will be using this all throughout the festive period. This is our foiled Matastic selection. So let's turn this around so we can show you all. And instantly, look at this first one. Wow. Okay, this typography script here, it's the best thing. So there's 8 different designs in here. It's a pack of 24, which means you're going to get 3 of each design. So the first one is this amazing typography. It's foiled in gold and silver, but because it's on Matastic, it allows you to be able to get in there with your inks, with your pens. You're going to be able to create really grungy backgrounds. You're going to be able to lay these on top of each other. So you've got the stars there. Then we've got some classic swirls on that really nice purple, because purple is such a royal colour for Christmas. Then we have our little holly sprigs. I love this one. You get it closer so you can see the pattern. Absolutely stunning, perfect for Christmas. But if you don't want it to be this bright, then you can add a darker colour around the edges to make that dark and make it look a little bit different. We've got polka dots in here. What else have we got? Oh, this one. This one is really pretty. It's like a little geometric pattern. Can you see it there? Look at that. Absolutely love it. And it's on a really nice sort of like orangey brown. Beautiful, beautiful. So we've got that one. Then we've got this really nice pattern where you've got snowflakes in here, you've got dots, you've got dashes. So it all works well with all of your other elements. And then finally, the last one in here is this stunning snowflake. Now this is on white, so you can imagine you get your ink on here. Any colour you want, you can transform this sheet by inking it up. The ink is water-based, so it's going to resist all of this foil. You can just wipe it off with a cloth when you're finished inking, and all of this sparkle and shine is going to return to your cardstock. Absolutely stunning. It's a foiled Matastic, only £9.99. Madness. £9.99. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm going to be using that a lot this Christmas. And you can see how it works with your cards and your other elements. So you've got this one here with the stamps and dies. You've got this aperture that just uses the die. This is the card from the front that you will see when you get this home. And then maybe you're making Christmas cards for the wife. Look at this one.
So
very,
pretty.
very cute. Very cute indeed. And then we're not finished because we have a brand new product for you all. Now this is spectacular. When we break this down for you, you are going to, I don't know how you're going to resist buying this. So this is our Essential Ink Me bunting. We make bunting for all different occasions: birthday, Christmas, baby shower, new baby, New Year. What other occasions? Come on. I did say birthday. Christenings, that's a good one. Any occasion you can make bunting. A World Cup's coming up next year. You can be making your England bunting already. Get the whole street covered. It's going to be a struggle to see this. Let's see though. You're going to get 24 sheets in here. 24 sheets of our Ink Me cardstock. So it's on that amazing quality that you know and love, because this is what we make our card blanks from. The die cut, so all you have to do is pop them out. You've also got the little holes included. Now in these sheets, these 24 sheets, you get 8 buntings, little fishtail buntings. These, when you work it all out, there's 192 individual buntings that you're going to get in this pack. 192, that's going to work for the whole year, depending on how much bunting you're creating. The whole year, Christmas, birthday, celebrations is all covered. And we're also throwing in 10 meters of twine. Now, I think this would go for me and you a good couple of times, Kat.
Yeah.
Because there's loads in here. That amazing neutral twine. Because it's Ink Me, you're going to be able to add your colour on here. Think about inking it up, thinking about colouring it in, adding your stamps to create beautiful backgrounds, or maybe using it as a template, as a guide, and decorating it with your extra elements like Rach did on this one to create this really funky, jolly bunting, which I absolutely love. So she's got Matastic on here, she's got Adorable Scorable, she's got her Duotones paper pads, and then I wanted to show you, I had to sneak out because it was in my trolley from when I went to telly, but we made this one because I wanted to show you that you can ink it and you can stamp onto it. We made this big Merry Christmas one.
Gorgeous.
And we've used our Perfect Puns, which launched, which were on Monday's show. And we've decorated it up to create our bunting. So you can be doing this for birthdays, christenings, weddings, whatever you can think of. All of those occasions where you're making and crafting, that's going to be perfect. It's going to be around, we're going to try and keep it in as much as we can, so it's available for you to buy, to use, to make as all throughout the year. But I would get some now because it's so good, and the quality and the amount that you're getting and the value for money, that I would make sure it's in your basket, because that is a good one. Absolutely love it. But of course you need your Holly Jolly initials to be able to decorate it up. And as always, the best prices in that bundle, $72.58 for all 26, your ampersand, your stamp set, and it's not going to be that price, because if you're a member of the club, it's coming down to £68.95. Let's get over to Kat, because you're going to do something else.
I am, yeah.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, I'm going to, it's worked out perfectly, because I'm going to use our bunting, and I'm going to use some of our beautiful foil matte plastic
It's like
stock.
it was planned.
It's like I knew what I was doing. So, and I'm going to combine lots of ideas that you were on about before, but I'm not. Me being me, we've seen it make bunting. We know how to make bunting.
Oh, you're going to do something crazy,
So I'm
aren't
going to
you?
do, well, it's not that crazy, but I'm going to go back to what you were saying before and use it to make like little play settings for
Oh,
a
that's
Christmas
so
table.
cute.
So I'm going to pop one out, and I'm going to first of all use it as a template. So making sure I've got this the right way up, going in the right direction. I'm just going to pop it to the side here, and I'm going to take it right up to the very edge. So I'm not wasting any cardstock, and I'm just going to draw around the outside of it.
And there's just so many uses for these. Like you say, you're using these to make play settings, and they are a beautiful size for that. Maybe if you're creating your own wedding stationery, these could be save the dates.
Absolutely.
These could be, you could write people's names on. They could be the way that you're going to display your table plan. There's so many things that you can do with bunting to create beautiful projects.
See, this is why I'd not got the stamps at home yesterday, and I wish I had, because you could make your own like bunting advent calendar, stick a little pocket on the front with the numbers on.
I think Rachel did that. Did one
she?
of those, made little advent calendar bunting. The possibilities are endless, though. You really can get as creative as you want with this. And that is why I absolutely love crafting, because you can make as much as you can, is possible for your mind to allow you to create.
Absolutely. So, I've also marked out where my holes are going to be. And I'm going to take our hole punch and just use this, because I am going to use the piece I drew around as well to create the back so it stands up. So I want my holes to match up as closely as possible. Beautiful. Okay. So that's going to be my front piece, but I'm not finished with that yet. But I'm going to go back to the original piece that I popped out of the sheet. And I'm going to take 2 colours of the shimmer inks to try and build up a colour as similar as possible as I can to the background on this one.
Ah, that's a good idea.
And I have got a blending tool. So I've gone for smoked paprika.
That's me getting it right for once. Never normally the case, is it?
This is just an absolutely stunning colour.
It is such a good match.
It is. I'm just going to go over the top with a little bit of roasted coffee just to bring it
Just
down
to bring
a bit.
it down,
Yeah.
take those red tones out.
So, yeah.
Can you emboss on the bunting?
Can you emboss on the bunting?
course you
Of
can,
course
yeah.
you can. This bunting is essentially just small die cut pieces of Inkme. So all the qualities of your Inkme cardstock you've got in here. You're going to be able to die cut it, you're going to be able to emboss it, you're going to be able to add your colours onto it. It's such a thick weight that if you want to watercolour these and create a really nice effect, you're going to be able to do that as well. I cannot recommend our Inkme cardstock
No.
enough. So when you've got that Inkme cardstock in all of these different ways, it's perfect.
So I'm going in with my die, and I'm making this one for Natalie, so I've gone for an N.
Aw. Do you know while we're talking about the amazing qualities of Inkme and the fact that we've now got it in bunting, have you also seen our Inkme tag pad? We launched that on Monday. It has sold out on Create and Craft
No
twice.
way.
Everyone loves it. So it's our Inkme tag pad. It's going to work amazingly with these as well because it's going to fit perfectly on size. So if you're going to want to make your tags for Christmas, then go and get some of that Inkme tag. Go get an Inkme tag pad. Throw in your Inkme bunting. You're ready to go. It is
And get your free
amazing.
gift while you're at it before it sells
Yeah,
out.
get your free gift as well because it's not going to be around for long. I've got that tag pad just to show you quickly. It's incredible. 100 sheets of Inkme cardstock, 300 GSM, 100 of these. They're going to last you all year. So get one of them, get your bunting, you're all set.
So I've just cut that out of there, and I'm just going to leave that as a negative space, and we're going to cut the N again out of gold. Just get all my bits out of here so I get a nice clean cut with my gold mirroring.
So we're going to pop this back into...
I am, yeah. I'm going to back this with a little bit of acetate so you can see through it,
This
and
is going to
then
be fancy.
pop my N back on top. And there's just, if you've bought our other Christmas bits and pieces as well, cardstock, there's just going to be so many variations
So many different things you can use.
you can make with this.
I really like the idea of doing your table placements though. It's so fun, isn't it? And you can just take an afternoon, an evening, you know, winter is coming. As one very famous person said, winter is coming. It's already getting chillier. I had a cardigan on all day yesterday. I wasn't okay with that. But it is coming. So you need to think about those nights, those evenings where it's going to be a little bit chillier. You're going to need something to do. Get crafting. Get crafting. Get all your Christmas cards done. And then you can start thinking about how you're going to decorate the house.
Absolutely.
I've already got a plan.
You got a plan?
I'm so excited. I just have to persuade my Dan that a real Christmas tree is the right thing to put in your first house.
It smells so good.
It smells so good,
Yeah.
and we've had one every single year since we've lived in our rented house, and he absolutely hates it because when I get it, put it up, but then it comes to removing it, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
Last year we emptied the Hoover 15 times before all the
Oh
pine
dear.
cones were up because it just covered the house. So but yeah, it's going to be our first Christmas in our new house. We have to have a real tree.
You do. Says me that never has a real tree.
No,
But
but
yeah,
you have
you
to
do
have
it. You
one.
clean up the mess.
We'll see.
I've got 3 kids to clean up after.
We'll see. He'll probably sneakily just go buy one and say, "Oh, I've got us a Christmas tree."
I was going to
It
say,
can,
be
that
extravagant.
that can go in the dining room.
Okay, so I've just taken that out of there. Just make sure everything's nicely back in place. So I'm going to bob this over. I'm just going to cut a little bit of acetate to pop on the back here, so there's something to hold my die cut in place. Just a little bit more off.
Oh, Jan's got a good question. Which ink do you use with your water brushes and which do you use with your markers? Your water brushes, you want to use a Versa Fine. And then your alcohol markers, you want to use something like a Memento or a StazOn. You can also actually use, if you're wanting to colour but you don't want to have an outline, so you don't want that black marking, with your alcohol markers you can actually use our Prism inks because they're water based, so it's opposites. So if you stamped, say, a flower in pink with your chameleon pink ink pad, and then you go in with your pink alcohol markers, you're going to create, it's not going to mess it up in any way. You'll have that line, that pink, but it won't be like a dark black. So there's lots of different ways you can do it, but the ones that we all use here are Versa Fine and Memento.
So I've just put my acetate on the back of there. I'm just going to glue the back of my N. Now, this is, if you can do this, you're a better woman than I am without getting any glue onto the front. But once you pop it down, if you just give it a minute or two to dry, if you just rub it off with a dry cloth, and you'll have no trace of the glue on top. So this should fit in the gap that we've cut, so just work your way around.
I think Emma Pierce has saved my life.
Why?
She said that you can buy a bag that you put under your tree and it looks all decorative, but then when it comes to taking your tree down, you just put it over your tree and then you take it outside. No mess.
That's clever.
Magical. Absolutely magical.
So clever. And if you just use your pokey tool to make sure those inner lines are going where they should be. I don't think I've put enough glue on that bit, but you'll get the idea. So once you're happy with where all that is and nicely in place, let me get rid of this glue. I'm trying not to be such a messy crafter today.
You don't want to get your hand stuck in it. I did that.
No,
on
well,
Create
that's
and Craft,
it,
and
yeah.
then I just couldn't stick anything else down because everything was sticking
Just full
to
of
my
stick.
hand.
So I'm going to take our Prism markers, and again I'm just going to colour in the holly. And this is a really, really subtle effect, but it just
It
gives
looks
that
really
little
good, though, doesn't it? It's kind of like a little bit of
stained
stained glass.
yeah.
I think if you're going to get these dyes as well, there's maybe 2 essentials that that are going to help you out with your crafting. One of them, if you don't have it, is our 3-in-1 dye brush that Kat has used to poke out all those little bits. Essential. Another one is our craft glue. You can get it in our white craft glue. You can get it in bottles. You can also buy multi-buys of those bottles. Or we have our glue pens, which are perfect for adding just little bits of glue onto bits and pieces like that. We all know that you'll have an array of cardstock that you can mix and match these with. And also, another little tip, you can actually snip into your dyes as well. If you wanted to add more holly and more berries from these dyes and you wanted to place them or you wanted to decoupage them up, lay them up a bit, then you can snip into your dyes, cut them out a few times, snip into them, and then you've got more holly elements for your backgrounds.
Yeah, absolutely lovely. So I've just placed the top layer over the inked layer that we've already done, and I'm just getting some of the thin ribbon and just putting it through the hole. So best way I find to do this is you just make a little loop, thread it through the back, open it up and bring your other ribbon through, and this should give you a nice tight little closure. And just trim away any excess, but this is enough to hold the, ooh, they've got a bit of glue on, giving me a nasty cut. There we go.
Very
and then
cute.
hopefully now we spread them out a little bit, a bit of decoration. You could pop a couple of bells or something on here as well, would be really
How
cute.
cute would that be?
And then
I
you
love
can just pop
that.
it up and you've just got your thing.
You could
And
even
can see
make
through it as well.
really tiny little names with like cards with these.
You could, yeah. And I've used some of our other cardstocks just to do others. So I've got a C for cat out of the silver one.
We
White
can
and
use
silver.
these at dinner.
We can. And I've even got an E for Emily.
Oh,
goodness,
look
green.
at us, all there
Can't
to
see that
sit
one.
on our table at dinner time. It's going to be super
Shows how
cute.
versatile. And that's just
I
with
love
the
them.
things we've got in this kit.
Absolutely love that. Thanks, Kat.
You're welcome.
They are super, super cute. We've got one last thing to show you. Stacey has designed some amazing frame dies that you can use with your minis as well. So there's two of them. The first one is our Holly Jolly Moonstone die. And this is a die set which you can cut in and cut out of card blanks. So it's 6x4 in size. Your die is here. You have your inner die, which is your cut-in die. You have an outer die, which cuts the whole frame out, and then you have a sentiment on the inside there. So you can see here how we've cut that out of a piece of 4x6 to create a card blank, and then how it looks if you pop it onto black. There's so much detail in there. You've got a sentiment, but this circle here fits your initials perfectly. So you can be making some wonderful cards. We've got some here where they've layered it up on some acetate. You could be making shaker cards with this one. We've got another one here using it. I think Miri looks absolutely stunning with this collection. It's beautiful. So pretty. And then I can't remember who it was that said about parchment ideas, but this one is spectacular. It's a little bit squished, so I do apologise. It got trampled in my car. But lanterns, and it says Noel. You can be making Christmas lanterns. You can be making and selling these. You can make them, you could be putting initials of all of your family members on. You could have a really nice time in here. Just some fairy lights in the middle that you can switch on and off, but utilising your parchment, paper piecing all those little bits in like has been done here. It looks, or you can even colour them in like Kat did. It looks amazing. So that's your Holly Jolly initials, Holly Jolly frame, sorry. And then the next one we have is our geometric snowflake frame, and exactly the same design, exactly the same style, but in beautiful geometric snowflakes. So your die here, you've got the two frames and your sentiment. This time it's a square, but again, you're going to be able to fit in your initial perfectly. So if you want to create this as a frame, make it really pretty, maybe you're going to do this bit as a table placement. Maybe you're going to get really, really fancy. I really like them. And not only can you make cards with them, but you can also make these into boxes. So this one, I think Debbie Bennett's done this one. She's put acetate on the back and created a nice little box there. And then on Create and Craft, we did this one here where I have roughed up my Miri before we've popped it on here, created a really nice sort of sky background in the back, and then we used an M because Matt was doing the show, so we personalised it for him. So you can buy these, they are £14.99 each, or you can buy both of them on a Mega Buy for £24.98, which saves you £5. So there's loads of different ways that you can get your good stuff today in different price points for different people's budgets. So head online to Hunky Dory Crafts, because that's where you're going to be able to find everything. There'll be a banner at the top of the page which shows you the Moonstone minis in this collection. If you click on that, it will take you to everything we've shown you today and all the products, so you can have a look at everything that we've got and the different ways in which you can purchase it. So head over, have a look after the show's finished. But before we finish the show, we're going to get another demo from Kat. What are we doing this time, Kat?
A variation of something you've already seen. I'm going to do like a little light up mantelpiece ornament.
Yeah, and you have to have them at
say.
Christmas, don't you?
Yeah,
They come out
absolutely.
year after year.
Yeah, and this one's, it's really easy to put together.
That's good.
But you still get the same great effect. So I'm going to start with my base, and I'm going to start with a 6" by 6" card blank, because it does most of the work for you. So I'm going to cut this down to 6" by 4" 10 fold. And then hopefully, if I remember correctly, this should fit on here. I'm using the beautiful geometric snowflake pattern. And this should fit on the front of
It will,
here.
it fits perfectly. It's
Perfectly.
a dream. It's an actual dream.
If I can find where I've put my tape. So
Are
I'm gonna
you,
start running through.
I wonder if people are ready for the question to the answer of our Win It Weekly competition.
Yeah.
The question that we deliberated on for quite some time because Dan wasn't here. And there was no access to the computer that knows the actual answer. So, our Win It Weekly competition, after this demonstration, we're going to be announcing the winners. What year did Hunky Dory Crafts launch its award-winning cardstock, Adorable Scoreable? If you want to be in the chance of winning that Miri Mega Buy, then get your answers in super, super quick because Emily is going to be choosing 2 lucky winners.
And what an incredible prize as well.
it's
I know
such
it doesn't look as
essential.
fancy as some of the prizes that we give away when you look at topper sets and
You're going to use that
like
so much,
stamps
though.
and dies, but it is such an essential. Okay, so let's take this off here and fingers crossed it has yet again cut absolutely beautifully for me. So I'm just going to use my die brush.
Isn't it incredible how amazing it cuts out?
It is,
It's, for a die that is that detailed, it's phenomenal.
it is.
I love it when you popping all the bits out and that you reveal sort of that
It is.
whole panel. It's beautiful.
That is, again, one of those really therapeutic things.
It is. Maybe we should do that. I wonder if you would be interested. Maybe we should create a Hunky Dory die cutting videos. You know, like the ones that people say words really slowly and quietly. We'll do that, but with die cutting, and we'll just like use our tools to get all the bits out.
What is it, ASMR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do that for die cutting.
So I'm going to cut a piece of parchment to fit on the back here. So I just want this a smidge. So I'm just going to go 2 notches under my 4 and 2 notches under my 6. So it's just a tiny, tiny little bit under the size of the back of my card.
And that's just
But-
going to make sure it doesn't pop out.
Yeah,
isn't
so it doesn't stick out the side, but I've still got enough left to stick it on without being seen. So I'm going to go in with our super, super sticky red liner tape. Just round the edges. And even though you've only got a few points of contact between the parchment and the card with this tape, this ensures that it still holds it in place really, really well.
Essential, isn't it, for construction? Anything you're going to do that is sort of 3D in any way, red tape, best thing. You will not regret using it.
Absolutely.
If you have the time though, the construction glue is just as good. But for quick makes, you want to make sure it's stuck down straight away. And it's not going to budge. Red tape every time.
And when you've got fine areas like this as well, you've got to be really careful with your construction glue because you don't want that splodge factor on your
No.
parchment. Oh, I like that splodge factor. I'm going to make that a thing.
And especially with your construction glue because it's so tacky, isn't it?
Yeah. And with this as well, because we're going to be shining a light through the back of it, it is going to show up if there's any pieces. I'm just going to move my parchment out of the way because the aircon keeps blowing it around. So, as you can see, just going around the inner frame bit here as well, just to give it that extra bit of security.
You just want to make sure it's nice and stuck down.
Yeah. As many points as possible.
How do you stop the back of the red liner tape sticking to you? Do you have an anti-static bag? If you don't have an anti-static bag, use some talcum powder. Pop a little bit on your hands. It will stop sticking to you, I promise. Anti-static bag or some talcum powder. Just pop a bit on your hands. It just relieves the static from that backing of the red tape and it will not stick to you ever again.
You could just wet your fingers as well.
Oh, at your fingers, there you go.
that works, she says. I'm just throwing it all down the side of me here,
Maybe
which means when I walk out I'll be covered in loads of bits of red liner tape all over my pants. Okay, so I'm going to carefully place this over the back. Press it down, make sure it's nice and secure. Now, what I'm going to do next, I usually leave my gemstones to the end, but I'm going to go in and put them on now because I'm going to build it into a little box in a bit, and once it's built up, it's harder to
It is harder to pop them
So
on,
I'm just
isn't it?
taking some of these beautiful, tiny little silver gems and just popping them inside the snowflakes, she says. I'm just spending 3 hours chasing one around.
I had this problem on Wednesday. It just wouldn't stick somehow. My tool at all.
I've not used any in any of my other demos, so I'm using lots in this one. I'm not feeling guilty about it at all.
This would look so pretty in so many different colours as well.
It does.
'Cause
Oh,
once
absolutely.
once you've got the
yeah.
basics of how to put it together, it's honestly, you can do it in loads of different colours.
Yeah, you can, well, to
Colours
match
are
your
hard.
scheme, yeah.
You could do it in craft card if you've got like that Nordic Christmas look.
Ooh, I do like that. Just the two at the top here, because I can't leave them out. And while I remember, I'm just going to cut a little bit of silver mirri to pop in the back here. And it's going to be hard to show because you don't see that much of a difference without, but when you put your light in, just having that bit of mirri at the back just gives it,
It's going to reflect the light off more, isn't it?
it does. It's hard to explain, but it does make a very subtle difference. It's worth it. I'll pop this down.
Trusty construction glue again.
Trusty construction glue. Okay, so now I'm going to take just a little bit of white ink me card, and I'm going to construct our little base that's going to make it into a little stand-up element. So I know I want it to be 4 inches wide, the same as my card. And I'm going to make the base 1.5 inches, and then I'm not using like a little tea light candle today, electric one, but I think that would be big enough
It would fit in
to
there.
hold. But just double check beforehand, measure your tea light candle, and then you can make it to measure to fit. But I'm doing 1.5 inches, and then I want a lip on each side to be able to join it to my card. So I'm going to bring it up to 2, so I've got 1/4 of an inch either side. So I'll just come in with my scoreboard. We're
There's
just
so
going
much,
to score.
Variety in the stuff you've made today, Kat.
Oh, thank you.
Loved it. We'll have to have a recap of all the Christmas crafting stuff in
I know.
November when Halloween's out the way and everyone's starting to get ready. Everyone's in the Christmas spirit. We'll have to have a recap of all the Christmas crafting demos that we've done.
That would be cute, wouldn't it? Okay, so we've just made ourselves a little base, so we can just fold these up. And again, more red liner tape, because we know that's going to hold perfectly. And I think for this one, I'm just going to use the sentiment that comes with rather than initial, but you've got your choice of what you want to do. I mean, this is something, again, you can make 3 of these and put initials on your fireplace. You could have.
Yeah, that would be so nice.
So, I'm going to line this up with the bottom. Just gently make sure we've got it in place. Press it down nice and firm. Then bring the back up and do the same. And it just gives us this little triangular box that'll just stand, and then you can pop your lights inside. So I'm going to take the sentiment. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Doesn't get much better than that.
It truly is.
So I'm going to cut this twice, one side to white and one side to silver, just to get that beautiful shadow effect.
I'm so excited to see this with all its lights in. Oh, Emily, do you know what we can't do? We might be able to do it actually. We might have to run around and switch all the lights off. Leave them on one circuit, and then you can just pull the plug. Such a pretty sentiment, this one. And you have some really nice like snowflake detailing in it as well, I think. So nice.
Just make sure everything's popped out. Yeah, so we'll do it again in the white. As quick as I can, I promise.
I wonder what other people would use their dies for. You have to get your comments in. When you buy these dies, if you're buying these dies, if you've already got them, what are you going to create with them? What are you going to make? Are you going to be making bunting? Are you going to be making table placements? Are you going to be making them for people? I know lots of people get married during Christmas as well, so these would work really nicely.
They really would.
On your table placements. You could just do little initials for all of your guests. They know where they're going to sit. It's just so cool watching you pull all the little bits out.
See, I start panicking
It is.
at this bit, thinking everyone's going, boring. It's relaxing when you know it's cut well, and that's all literally it needs
Yeah.
doing. It's when you know it's stuck somewhere that,
You can't get it out.
yeah, it gets a bit upsetting.
It is the most wonderful time of the year. That's a good song, isn't it? You know, just the beginning bit where it's like doodle-doo, 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 and then it goes into the song. It's good, that bit. Oh,
Emily
wasn't-
nearly fell into the trap then.
I wasn't in the Christmas spirit. I'd kind of lost it, but maybe it's coming back.
You
That
wasn't-
one sentiment is bringing my Christmas spirit
Oh,
back. I know, I know.
we've got time to work on it.
I'll go out and put my my headband on.
I actually saw something for your Christmas present the other day. Just reminded me.
You're looking at Christmas presents already.
No, well, it was something that just popped up, and I thought, oh, that would make a really good Christmas present for Natalie.
People will have Christmas presents already, you know.
That's crazy.
People will.
Although I'm that person that literally shops 2 days before.
Yeah, I'm like that.
Christmas Eve, I'm the person shopping.
I hope this year I won't be. I hope this year I won't be. But we'll see.
I've been saying that since about 1998. Since I started doing Christmas shopping. We just pop this back in the centre.
It looks so pretty. I love it in white as well. It's just so clean. And so
I see, I
fresh.
do. I love white. I know you
It's
can do it in all
so
kind of funky
stunning.
colours. But I think when you're doing light up things, because that's the singing and dancing element, if you keep everything else just really clean, Okay,
It looks
so we're going to pop that up there.
Are you ready?
And I've got some of these little craft lights that you can get. And just pop them in. Oh,
Can you see it?
yeah. There
It
you
looks
go.
so pretty. That is going to look so good on your mantelpiece. Let's just switch all the lights back on so we can actually see Kat.
No, trust me, people want
There
the
we
lights
go,
off,
there
I
we
think.
go, there we go. And we're back. There we go. Yay!
I thought you flipped it.
No, I have my sandals on. Absolutely beautiful. Love that. Okay, it is time. Are we all ready? Here are the Win It Weekly winners. Da-da-da-da. Congratulations, Eleanor Doherty and Elizabeth McLean. You two have been specially selected from all the people who answered our question to win that mega buy. So congratulations. That is a lot of Miri card, but I know that you will win it. Okay, so who thinks they know the answer? Who wants to know the answer? I can hear you all screaming, me, I want to know. We launched our award-winning Adorable Scorable cardstock in 2012. And we were just saying before, in 2012, I started my first year of uni. Kat had...
I had a new baby. I had a baby at the very end of December 2011.
So Kat had a
I
new
was
baby in 2012. What were you doing in 2012, Emily?
Sixth form.
You were at sixth form. Oh my goodness.
I feel dead old.
How crazy is this? Crazy. Like I was saying, I still think it's like 2008 in my head.
When them answers came up, I was like, well, that was only like last year. Oh, no, it
Exactly.
wasn't.
Exactly. So the answer is C. So congratulations to everyone who answered correctly, and a special congratulations to Elizabeth and Eleanor on winning our Miri card mega buy. But that's not all, because it's Friday. We're going to spin the wheel. Kat's doing it this week. Handed it over to Kat. The answer we want from you this week is, what was your favourite demo of the show? You just have to it's the end of the show. I can't speak anymore. All you have to do is comment 1, 2 or 3. That is as simple as it is. But what will you win? Well, the wheel will decide. Kat, are you ready?
I am, yeah.
Honestly, I should have my own talk show. Go. There's so many good prizes on here as well, guys. So you are going to win a Premier Craft tool, and that is a Premier Craft tool of your choosing. So all we want you to do in the next minute is comment 1, 2 or 3 of which was your favourite demo that Kat's done today. And also comment what Premier Craft tool you want to win. And Premier Craft tool is massive. Maybe it's the die brush, maybe it's the scoreboard, maybe it's a new cutting mat, scissors, glue, stamping press that comes under Premier Craft tools. It could be one of the massive organisers that we've got to put all your things in, storage boxes, maybe it's a guillotine, maybe it's trimmer. So comment 1, 2 or 3 and whatever you want to win, and we will send that out to one lucky person. While that minute is accumulating up, we have some things to tell you about. On Monday, the 16th of August at 12:03 and 5:15, Pauline Wheeler will be down at Create and Craft with a brand new set of deluxe craft pads. So they are our small craft pads where you get toppers, you get cardstock, and you get your inserts all included in those really nice A4 pads. We've got 3 Christmas ones coming your way, so get on to watching that because it's very, very exciting. And I'm sure Pauline will do some amazing demonstrations. We're adding the paper trimmer to our rollover box, so that will be in there in case one person wins that next week. And coming up on Hunky Dory, we're going to start a brand new week with the craft show at 10 AM. I'm not sure what's going to be on it, so it's a surprise to me. So I'll be tuning in to see what we are looking at on that show. Emily, do we have a winner?
We do.
We do have a winner.
It's
And the winner is
Marina Graham.
Marina Graham. And her answer was
Number 3.
number 3, that
Oh.
lantern. And what has she commented on what she wants to win?
No, she hasn't.
Oh, she hasn't. So, Marina Graham, if you send us a direct message with what Premier Craft tool you would like to win and your address, we'll get that straight out to you. That is all we have time for today.
Is that it?
That
We
is
all
it.
done?
We are done. It is 11 on a Friday. We are going to go out because we've got some fun crafting to do this afternoon. But we wish you a very, very wonderful weekend, and we'll see you all back here next week for for another 3 Hunky Dory TV shows. Thank you all for watching, and we will see you all very soon.